from your soul. We watch it fall. Now you come to walk on.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls and children of all ages, we also have the Stampede returning for tonight. The big show of Monday Night Raw right before Backlash. We have the Jey Uso versus Logan confronting each other. Build up the stir. No, we have him having a full Superman punch, taking him out even after Raw ending. However, we have a Jey versus Seth freaking Rollins ending at a DQ. We have Braun break interrupted. We have Sami Zayn interrupted. But no, it wasn't just only them. It was CM Punk. So much more happened tonight as well. We had Iyo Sky versus Roxanne Perez. Becky Lynch promo. Just saying, I wasn't too happy about it. Rusev versus Otis. JD McDonagh versus Penta. Pat McAfee confronts Gunther face to face, and it was a very passionate promo. I fucking love it. We had also Sheamus versus Austin Theory and a few quickfire segments. We got Karrion Kross and the Creed brothers and Raiders. Even Chad Gable, oh sorry, not Chad Gable. We had a Grande Americano also winning a champion. Will that be discussed? We'll see. Maybe it'll be a speed of light. So now that you heard our Stampede for our rundown for tonight's show, stay tuned for the show itself to start.
Will you follow me when the sky starts to change? Yeah, we won't be afraid. We'll never be the same again.
Welcome everybody to this wonderful Monday edition of the Weebs of the Ring podcast. We have anime in our souls like we do every night. We have thoughts of wrestling out of control as we do on most nights. And we are just a group of weebs who love the entertainment of professional wrestling. So allow us to be the voices inside of your head as we go through the wrestling events of the evening, give our thoughts and predictions on what's to come, and provide an experience inclusive to all you nerds out there. So grab your steel chair, yell for the table, and get put through an experience unlike any other. We are brought to you, of course, by Anima Wii Studio, and this is the Weebs of the Ring podcast. How's it going, everybody? It is your world champion Watkins here, giving you another rendition of our Weebs of the Ring podcast, talking about everything Raw, SmackDown related. We got Backlash coming out this Saturday, the next PLE on WWE's big line of big events coming this year. And yeah, it should be a good evening of the wrestling, but we'll talk about that on Saturday when we have the event. We had Monday Night Raw.
And we'll grabbing the week as well, where we have our predictions as well. Since we did mess out last week, Thursday, we appreciate for everyone checking that out too.
Yes. So, yeah, we'll be back on Thursday with our Grappling with the Week as well, going through some news and probably going to do our Backlash predictions then as well. But again, we're here for Monday Night Raw. Again, I am your world champion Watkins. Welcome to all the people coming back as always, as you do on every Mondays and Fridays. But if you're new here, again, we're some weebs, we're some co-hosts. Usually there's 3 of us, but tonight there's only 2 of us. Drop, unfortunately, had to go lay some pipe and got to take care of all of that. But we, of course, have a man here who's very, very, very positive on a lot of things and tries to be the one to be like, hey guys, it's fine, even if the world's burning around us. He is, of course, a visionary. He is, of course, a revolutionary. He is somebody that may have tried to fight for the world title tonight, but unfortunately had to meet with an unfortunate end from a punk-ass bees nacho known as CM Punk. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stand, Legend D. Vash. Vash, how you doing tonight?
Yeet. Is your boy the legendary, the human typhoon, Legend D. Vash, or you could just simply call me Vash. But on this show is your boy the visionary, Legend D. Vash, and I'm here to tell you that I failed tonight. I didn't get my world champion back because as you saw when Watkins saying grab your steel chair, I got my pillow. I was like, yo, I'm ready to hit my boy. AKA CM Punk was ready with a weapon out here swinging. He saw Braun breaking. He saw Seth. Like, all right, cool. I got a chair ready. I'm going to come out swinging. I'm ready. I'm prepared. And he did. He came out. He was ready. Yo, come back in the ring. Braun breaking Seth. Now I'm going to roll out and say, I'm going to talk to y'all later next week. I'm going to continue the story when I'm ready. So that's pretty cool. I'm excited to talk about tonight. I don't know why I got a lot of energy out of nowhere. It's Monday night. But also probably because it's Cinco de Mayo. And also because it's my birthday. AKA like in the next 24 hours. So it's pretty fun. I'm thrilled. I'm excited. Actually looking forward to it. So we're here.
Good. Yeah, you're getting 1 year older, Vash, and you know what I have to say about that? I'm sure we all have a lot of things to say about that, but what I have to say about your birthday, and I hope chat heard that, and if you are in the chat, feel free to let us know your thoughts on Raw and all that. Be sure to also like the video. We've already got some, 5? Yeah, this stream's already got some 5 likes, so hey, if we get 10 likes, Sydney will get a treat tonight. So if you want her to not go to bed hungry, be sure to like this.
By the way,
stream.
I know you wasn't here this past Friday and everything. Was this Raw much better than this past Friday?
Probably. I did not watch.
Oh, you still watch SmackDown? Oh, you don't need to. No. I believe 2 other commentators also missed SmackDown and they was watching. I believe Santi's tweet also said that he was fast forwarding during the show of SmackDown because it was a snooze fest. It was and this Monday Night Raw was exhilarating. It was fun to watch and it was a good time. Yeah. Honestly, I had thrill.
Yeah. No, this Raw was pretty good. You know, the time went by really fast. Like I was watching and then all of a sudden it's like, oh wait, it's already 9:30. We've only got like maybe 3 segments left. Which all right, cool, great. The show's going by fine. Everything feels fine. Nothing really aggravated me at all with the show. So, yeah, let's stop dancing around the subject and all that, people. Let's stop this whole preamble, pre-show kind of stuff. Let's get right into it. We got our main topic tonight, our headline story, if you will. Everything to do with the World Heavyweight title. Jey Uso, who was starting a program with Logan Paul, but now, I'm not going to say we're pivoting, but now Seth Rollins is getting involved with all of this, which good on Seth because if he's going to be starting this group, trying to be this like main event group and all that, he should probably be going for the main title. And Logan Paul, you need to kind of back off away from this. So we kind of took a break from Logan, even though like after the show on Raw, he apparently punched Jay in the face. So that doesn't get shown on Raw. Yeah. All right, cool, neat, whatever. You know what, let's start with that, because like I'm of two minds with this, where it's like, okay, on one hand, yeah, it would have been good to have on the show because it's furthering that story, you know, whatever they're going to be doing with that. But at the same time, I kind of like that it wasn't, because it leads into that whole unpredictability factor that comes into like wrestling and WWE, AEW, whatever have you. Like having that unpredictability of anything can happen. Like, I mean, it's not as big as what I'm about to reference here, but it's very reminiscent to when like KO and Cody had their parking lot brawl many months ago, when KO like destroyed Cody in the parking lot, and we only found that out through fan footage just around the arena at the time. So yeah, I kind of like how it wasn't on the show just for that reason. It's just like you're keeping your universe alive and just adding more to that world building of your show that you're doing. But Vash, what do you think of this not being on the show? I mean, again, it's a very short, small thing, but yeah, it just wasn't on the main show. But what do you think about like it not being on there?
I'm on two mindsets. One mindset, I have to think as a business, I have to think as a CEO, and that's what Triple H is about. He has always spoken about the marketing, the social media, the impressions, the engagement, all these type of lingos that most fans and critics don't give a fuck about. It's more of the behind the scenes stuff and more of the analytics and all about the data. And with the control of when to cut off your programming, aka Raw, he decided to cut it off once we have CM Punk, Sammy, and Jay on the screen. He decided to cut it off there. But he knows 20 other thousand people in the arena, of course less, are holding phones that could literally use that as their own marketing, use that as their own type of social media and their own engagement of what's being put out there. That's also what happened, as you said, that what happened with Cody and KO, that's also fans push that. WWE didn't even use one camera of their own. They used fan type of footage to capture that, and it was spread like a wildfire. And then when they did the coverage on the next day on Monday Night Raw, they used the same fan type of footage we saw that went on the timeline. So that is a brilliant part of the marketing strategy. Like we also could reference of the Thunderbolts. That's also their smart way of marketing. So referencing that as a business mindset, as a fan critic, I wish I saw it on Netflix, but understandable that you also want to give the fans that are attending also a little extra flair that is not being captured on live television or streaming, where it's easier for the fans to also experience like, oh, we got to experience that us being the arena. We got to capture that one last moment that wasn't on air, but now other people get to see on the timeline. So they get to experience that. So those are little small type of nuggets that I understand of what Triple H is going for. For myself as a fan, it sucks it wasn't there, but we're still talking about it. We're still doing coverage for it. So at the end of the day, it's being discussed. And Logan Paul is all about the moments, the highlights. That's all he's also about marketing as well.
Yeah, so, yeah, I mean, because that's the thing. It's going to get around. It's going to get talked about. It's fine. WWE is a big enough product where they can do something like this off screen. Because that's the other thing, too. Again, with the KO Cody feud, you and I were both at attendance at that Saturday night's main event. And when we got back to our respective places, we found out, oh, wait, they cut the night off before Kevin went out there and hit that package pile driver. Yeah. So it's like, you and I got that experience. So, yeah, that's in one case where I'm just like, all right, yeah, the live experience definitely gets this. They should get this, and it'll spread, like you said, like wildfire. But, yeah, so Jay immediately started this night coming out, getting with the crowd, all that stuff. But he's out there to call out Logan Paul because, again, they were kind of starting a program right here. But a different Paul comes out. It's none other than flipping Paul Heyman. And
the crowd was
I kind of like this.
I love that. The crowd was going,
as they should.
And I know I know what you're about to say, Walkers, because it's something the crowd, something the fans, it's something the creators been asking. Give us the why. When it comes to acting, or when it comes to media, we need to know. Okay, you're gonna crash out, cool. Or if you're gonna save the day, you're gonna kill these people, whatever. Give us the reasoning of why you're doing this, so we could see if we could support you or be behind you. AKA for other characters in other media like Pain from Naruto, Akatsuki, Itachi. Like we always do, referencing our anime, so we know our characters that need. How can we support you because of your why? We finally got Paul Heyman's his why. He said, how did you feel about him building up the bloodline for 5 years? Do you believe him?
I mean, yeah, because it's Paul Heyman. He built all of that. Like, it was all part of, if anything, he is the Eisen of that group because it was all part of his plan. His plan was to keep them in power. His plan was to keep Roman in power. That's why, like, he had the 2 phones with Roman and Rock and all that. That's why, like, he made strategic plays in order to keep Roman as champion, to keep that money rolling in. And for Paul Heyman, first of all, this is probably one of Paul Heyman's better promos. Just having him actually, like, I don't want to say emoting because a lot of it was just like him just yelling into it, but it was more of him just like being passionate and showing that he is fed up because his reasonings for turning on Roman were exactly what people were saying. Yep. So I'm glad we're keeping that continuity where it's like, you know what? I helped build this empire. I helped build that quote unquote Roman Empire, with lack of a better term for it. But it's I helped create that. I helped build and mold that. I helped keep that in power for 5 long years. And once Roman lost that to Cody Rhodes, like the way he said Cody Rhodes, I love, again, it's the small little details like that.
Like, out of all people, fucking Cody Rhodes, it had to be him. Like, it sounded like more of like, it had to be out of the other family within the royalties of pro wrestling. Like, it had to be him. It felt good. Like, more of a snarky remark.
But like he's right in everything because like as soon as Roman lost that title, Roman left. He ditched him, and when he came back after Paul had been put through the table and had to be written off for a month or 2 and all that,
his stupid shit. I'm like,
he came back for his necklace. He came back for his little bling bling from Solo. It's like he didn't come back for revenge. He just came back to get what's quote unquote rightfully his. So I'm behind Heyman on this, and like the same thing with Punk too. Like I'm glad he addressed that too, where he's just like, you forced me to get on the bad side of my tribal chief at the time. Like, you put me in a position that no best friend should do at all to anyone that I'm with and everything. So I'm glad we're making those strides going forward. And some of the lines, too, like calling Roman a big dog on an island of irrelevancy, like just using those old terms of like, the island of relevancy, for example, and Roman being known as the big dog back in the day, like using those words to just enhance his own promo and just like really tell the story of like, I was the one that created it. And as soon as it went down, like as soon as the leader of that went down, it all crashed and burned. And it's something I don't think he was really prepared for, or he thought that Roman would maybe excel a little better at or something. Maybe Heyman had his own assumptions with if Roman did drop the title. And since those didn't really lead into his own expectations, he's just like, all right, you know what? I'm going to cut my own ties. I'm going to create something better with somebody better. And like we get that explanation too when he's in the back with Braun Breaker, because he's like, let me give you some advice. And like he just goes through this whole thing where it's just like, you know, these people prepared for Seth and they even lost. Like Seth is a planner. Seth is somebody who is 20 steps ahead. And just Paul Heyman in this promo, just tonight in general, did such a good job, because like we know Seth is that. You know, they keep calling him the architect, the visionary, the revolutionary, all that stuff. We know that. But it's somebody like Paul Heyman to really set that over a certain line, or set that over a limit, if you will. Because like he knows how to just make you be fully engaged in something. And like when he was backstage talking to Braun, I was invested in all that. I was invested in everything he was saying in the ring. It was just it was just really good on the promo.
To add to what I was saying, one, I love the meme that already people are adding of how Paul Heyman went to the same bronze spray paint on his body. The way that this man went behind Braun Breaker and said, let me, give you advice. I felt like, if you do the Peter Griffin meme of trying to see the skin tone, I felt like I was stirring the same type of skin tone between Braun Breaker and Paul Heyman. I'm like, y'all almost had the same thing going for it. That's one. Two, I 100% agree with what Watkins said. To add to that, it's because we needed it from Paul Heyman, because people have been asking for weeks, why this, why that, and Paul Heyman gave us a recap of what it was for the past 5 years of starting the pandemic to now, what he's been doing, the island relevancy. He said the big dog. He said that the big dog left to heal his wounds. When he came back, he didn't care about me. He didn't check up on me. He even said to CM Punk, said that he abandoned him for 10 years and didn't bother to call. And now you expected him to also betray the tribal chief. Like, no. And all that explanation telling him, and I love Jey Uso response as well. It was the ice in the cake. Jey Uso said like, yo dog, I have a big question. How the fuck does that relate to me?
Yeah,
to me,
why am I involved in this?
Champion. Why do I need to hear this, my dog? Are you okay? And I love that response, because like that felt so that's so wholesome, because it felt like Jay was like, bro, I don't mind you crashing out. I don't mind like you talking and letting me know what's going on. But I love how Jay's like, but what the fuck does that have to do with me, dog? Like, are you good? And it was perfect response, because I'm one of those chat that was asking to myself, Paul, why are you telling this to Jay? Like, us, the audience, we need this. Thank you. You gave us clarification of what the content creators and the fans and the Twitter people of IWC wants to believe or have in their canon of like, hey, this is what could be happening for Paul Heyman. Why is he doing this? Now, we have the clarification. We don't need to connect the dots. We know dots through the timeline of Loki. All right, cool. So we know that. But Jay's response was perfect, because I'm like, yo, why is he telling Jay this? Jay has not been involved of your trifecta love triangle out here in the past 6 months. But Jay was perfect, and I love that. I was Jay in the response, Walkers. I'm sure all the fans was like, oh, thank you. We need that. We need a clarification. But then Paul, him, and then an Uno reverse card and be like, wait, all right, cool. You said something true. This ain't about you. I just need to vent. I just need to let go. And I need to tell the audience here that wants to bitch clarification. But not that you bring you up. Let me tell you what I actually want about you. Let me do you a favor. Let me know when Seth could get a title anywhere, anytime, any place. And supposedly, Watkins, Jey Uso fell for the trap that Seth gave him a hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah, no, he fell into Seth Rollins' trap card fairly easily. Like and so brilliant too how Paul does this. Because, like, he bigs up Seth for, defeating Roman and Punk at the same night, blah, blah, all that. But, like, the way he describes the World Heavyweight title as being something that has all this power and control, and you are not going to be able to control that. And I like how Paul is doing this, because this is this, like, cast your minds back to when Jimmy cost Jay the title, and he said something about like the title like taking him over and like corrupting him and all that stuff. It's like we're kind of playing upon like that very similar story, where it's like having that title means a lot more. And hell, we even saw it with like John and Cody's feud, where it's just like the longer you hold on to that title, the heavier it gets because of what you have to do in order to keep that relevancy going, or to keep your legacy going with it. And we kind of got that tonight when we get this match, because like, what came into your mind? What came into your mind? Talk to me.
Nah, for anybody that's watching this anime right now that's airing, that is called To Be a Hero. Because you will love this show. Just knowing there's 24 episodes and it's dubbed right now. But the concept is that the person that's the champion right now for us was Cody Rhodes. It's more about the popularity, but also is the heaviness of the title. What holds you is that you being the superstar, the person on top, is what could propel you. And the more you are that champion, the heavier it gets the burden. And that's just connected to me to what the anime of To Be Hero is airing now. Literally is playing that message of how to be a hero, but you can literally still be a hero and have suicide thoughts just because of what a burden that holds you. Everything that, like, who's the hero that saves you, who's the champion that's there. So I really love how even Paul Heyman, connecting it back to wrestling now, of what you connected about Paul Heyman saying that this title is the one that will give you the power. And I love how they're making it important, like, hey, the Raw title, the Raw show is the world champion. We cannot forget that. Gunther lost to Aiku, but Jay's still making it feel special. We have a Yeet concert. We having 2 rounds of Yeet concert. We having that going on. It is what it is. People could be upset on the TV, but the arena is what it is. The arena fucking loves it. They ask for like, yo, we want round 2. I'm like, yo, people on the TV, y'all could go to the bathroom, round 2, grab some nachos, grab that dinner, whatever it is. But Paul Heyman telling us that title holds the power, and it makes sense because SmackDown having WWE title from John Cena right now, it doesn't hold power because right now he's not fucking there. So I just love that it's showing what it is.
That's a whole different thing, because like when you kind of look at the hierarchies of the titles and all that, the WWE title is
the main one.
Exactly. That is the corporate title, as I like to put it, because like you win that, you are at the top of the company. Whereas with the World Heavyweight title, that's more of like the second one, which I mean, it sucks to say that, but like they are the secondary ones. But like it was always built around like the fighting champion, or like the workhorse champion, ever since its little inception, like 2 years ago. And like I was just thinking about this too as you were speaking, like each World Heavyweight champion has had to deal with something revolving the pressure around the title. So like with Seth, his whole thing was about sacrifice, because he sacrificed his entire body every single night, every single week with that title. Whenever he defended it, even if he was just doing regular matches. And it got to the point where at WrestleMania, he basically sacrificed his title for Cody to win his, because he had the match before on night 1 that they lost and all that. And in turn, like in storyline, he was so beat up from that, he couldn't beat Drew McIntyre, which leads into Drew McIntyre's thing of like, I don't know if his thing would be more like greed or envy or anything, but like he held, like, because of his obsession. Okay, we'll go with obsession. Okay. So he's obsessed with keeping that title and like getting that glory, that he rubbed it in CM Punk's face and immediately ate ass for it, which leads to Damian Priest, who had to deal with a lot of pride issues, because there was the stuff with Finn, there was the stuff with Gunther, there was the stuff with Drew and all that. Like, all of that stuff was going on. And then when Gunther finally wins the title, his big thing was all about legacy and wanting to like cement it by facing the people that he wanted. But unfortunately, when he was able to get to that stuff, or like get to those opponents that he would feel worthy to defeat, he couldn't do it. He couldn't meet the road because, like, speaking of Rhodes, he couldn't beat Cody Rhodes. He lost to Cody Rhodes. He was doubting himself with Damian Priest, who had upped his game and leveled up very, very highly in his time as world champion. And then this stuff with Jay, like, yeah, he beat him like 3 other times, but the 4th time he was underestimating him, pushed Jay to his limit, and ended up losing. And now he's on the Backlash card having to face Pat McAfee. And so now Jay's stuff is here, and like it seems like the story with Jay's title reign is going to be, can he control the power that he gets being the world champion? Can he contain that pressure? I do too. Because again, it harkens back all the way back to when Jimmy cost him the title. Because his reasoning for costing Jay the title was, hey,
you aren't ready.
I don't like what. Yeah, you're not exactly. You're not ready. Like, if you get that title now, you are going to be. You're probably going to end up worse than him, pointing at Roman.
Yeah.
You know, like, you're going to end up worse than that guy over there. So you can't do that yet. And it's like, now that he has it, it's like, okay, well, is this the yet that Jimmy was foreseeing, or can Jay rise above all of that? And again, that's going to be the story of his world title run, it looks like. But it's so cool just kind of thinking of it like in that kind of aspect, like this title, like this top prize on Raw is something that's like, once you get it, it's almost very similar to like the Ring from Lord of the Rings, where it's like, yeah, you get this cool power and all that, like, you know, turn invisible, see Sauron bullshit. Like, you get all this power, and yet you kind of lose control of yourself to the point where you become, you know, basically Smeargle or Gollum or whatever. Like, you become so obsessed with that power that you ruin yourself and the people around you. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Jay goes through that. But, yeah, so he falls into Paul and Seth's trap cards being laid out, and we get a main event match tonight with Jay taking on Seth, defending his world title. The match, I thought itself was fine. I mean, it was good for, you know, a Raw main event.
This was also one of their best matches between Seth and Jay. I feel like it's one of the best matches that they've had. Also, Michael Cole said that so far Jay hasn't beaten Seth Rollins yet. So that was also said. I thought that was going to be like, oh, so that means Jay might be winning tonight. Then this would be the chance to do that and break that to push Jay over. But I don't think Seth was going to take an L too soon with his new entourage. It would have hurt the build if that happened. Additionally, when it came to this match, I don't know where exactly Seth got hurt, because it looked like he got hurt in his back when he went against the table. So on the back of his head. So hopefully he's just playing the part very well. Hopefully it's nothing too severe. Like, hopefully it's good. That's all. Honestly.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, I mean, I thought Seth was gonna eat the pin after Punk had come out with that steel chair. Just be like, oh well, it'll play in more into CM Punk just screwing Seth again, just like he was doing with Drew McIntyre.
But the ref was paying attention. I'm like, oh, okay, that's definitely gonna be DQ. Like, there's no way the ref gonna be like, okay, I saw all this shit. But then maybe could have worked, because remember Pat McAfee said during the commentary that, you know, Paul Heyman would probably pay the ref as well. So I was hoping maybe they could have used it as a storyline. Maybe possibly like, yo, Paul Heyman continues paying the ref. Maybe that could have been an additional thing, but who knows?
Yeah, and I mean, I know we've had like corrupted refs in the past when it comes to like WWE, or I think WCW did that too.
Yeah.
So yeah, that wouldn't have been bad either. But I do like how we did finish this match, because like neither man did eat a pin or submission or anything. Would it have been? I would have been fine. If anything, I would have preferred an actual finish, just because for me, I like my finishes and all that.
How did you feel about the Jay Uso locking in the sleeper hold? Did he lock it in? Not fully yet, but he was about to. How did you feel him like, oh shit?
Oh no, he locked it in. Yeah, he just didn't get like the
Like
back
the full
hug
legs,
on it.
yeah,
But
the full legs, but the hands were in. I'm
Yeah.
talking about, but the full, body lock in. How did you feel? Like, oh, are we gonna get Jay to have Seth tap out? I was like, oh shit, is that a possibility? I was excited for it. I was like, oh, maybe.
Yeah, it would have been great if that happened. It's nice to know that Jay is not getting rid of something that won him the title.
Right.
He's actually gonna keep that little weapon of his stashed away for anything. So good on you, Jay. You learned. It's great. Fine.
I agree. It felt good to see that for Jay. I did like that he's doing more turns for his spear as well. He's making his spears more consistent. And he's taking more. I don't know if this is an advice from Braun Breaker as of them being friends in real life. So him, or this is him starting to do that, show his spear more power, more speed. But I appreciate that for Jay to do that. Like, hey, this is the guy like Seth freaking Rollins. It has to be where I need more speed, more momentum to take him out. I love the transition whenever Jay did the spear from the left side, and whenever Seth catches it, it wasn't fully, but he caught him for a high up pedigree. That was a nice moveset. It was still caught very well. I appreciate that. Additionally, I love what Seth Rollins did in the beginning of the match a few times. I think he caught it twice. That he stepped out of the ring and said, all right, Jay. That's why you're the champion. You are good. You've gotten better. I appreciate that because it's showing the story aspect from how a year ago when it was Jay versus Seth for the title and narrative a few times, it showed how Jay has grown and Seth's respect for Jay as a character. So it's really nice to see that on camera as well.
Yeah, and I mean, again, the match was fine. I mean, Seth was kind of taking it easy a lot in the beginning, but Jay able to come back and all that. Like, to be honest, not really much to write home about. If I'm really being honest, mainly because I mean, it was just a Raw main event. It was a good Raw main event, and with Sammy coming out to help, take care of Braun Breaker for a bit, and then Punk coming out. I'm assuming we're leaning towards a 6-man tag, which will hopefully reveal whoever this mystery third. Because, like, I know what the report said. Oh, they don't have anything going on for another member. No, I am not listening to you.
Paul said tonight,
at all.
He said, we're not done. This is only phase 1. He said that. So I'm like,
Braun was phase 1.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, MCU. Okay, Paul Heyman. Are we going to start phase 2 then? Or we're still in the process of transitioning to phase 2? Because I'm like, if Braun Breaker's phase 1, what's next phase 2? And my theory now is that this 6-man tag is either going to be a Raw main event in the next 2 weeks after, or it's going to be for the Saturday night main event for May 24th.
Yeah, we'll have to see with that. And I do like too, like there were some messy spots in this too, like Seth's stomp, and like you said, you pointed out the pedigree and all that, like giving reason for Jay to kick out of some of these moves.
Is true.
So,
Michael Cole did bring that up, that he did not, and he said it a couple times just to tell. Like, I love how Michael Cole is adding to a story. So in case, my apologies, chat, for calling them actors, but like the way my line of work, I just still see them as actors sometimes. That like the wrestlers. When they slightly miss the spot and it doesn't go too clearly, I love how Michael Cole's like, oh, he didn't get the stomp fully. It got him a percentage. It got him like 30 or 50% of the stomp.
Yeah.
So, oh my God, Jay, of course, took out. He didn't get the pin, but it's because, reminder, he didn't get the full stomp just now, so he didn't get the full attack. I love that. It adds it to anybody in the commentary, anybody hearing at home. Like, okay, it makes sense why Seth didn't take the win. Because, man, I'm sorry. I agree with a few fans and content creators that I saw on the timeline. If Jay lost the title, I probably would have crashed out. I probably would have, as much as I call myself Seth the Visionary, and as much as I love Seth, I am yeeting every day for Jay Uso. And I would have crashed out if Jay lost tonight for Raw. I would have crashed out. I know drop said it on our Raw thread, and he said it. Yo, maybe what happened with Iyo may happen tonight. I was like, yeah, that would have been cool.
That would have been crazy. That would have been crazy
But
if they did
fuck
that.
no, you gave my boy the title, and then 2 weeks later have him lose the Monday Night Raw. But Seth, look, man, I'm sorry, Triple H. I will have to take a break from the Weebs of the Ring for a good week or two. Like my heart will hurt. I'll be like, I need to mourn, guys. I need to mourn.
Oh, don't worry. If Gunther ends up losing to Pat McAfee, you and Drop got this channel for about a month. Because God, you are not gonna want to be around me when that happens.
You are not gonna like my theory on Thursday that when who I think is gonna win that for that match. That
I am going to kick you square. Exactly. Yeah. You cough. You feel bad for even thinking that. How dare you? We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on from this world title picture because I think
for another world title picture.
Covered a lot. Yeah, to another world title picture with the women's world title because Iyo Sky was taking on Roxanne Perez tonight in just a regular match, which I thought was a really great match because like they've been really putting Roxanne in some standout matches on Raw, which I really appreciate. Like it's showing the main roster just what she's about, and she does such good character work too. So it's like you can understand her character too as she's in the ring or even not even cutting promos too, like just the way it's the body language, it's the little things that comes with like the body language and how she wrestles and all that. But like the whole story of this match being Roxanne trying to keep Iyo grounded by attacking the legs, keeping like the lower body in like the red zone so that way Iyo can barely get on the top rope. But unfortunately, it's not enough because Io's just that damn good and that damn leveled up.
She countered that moveset, and when she got up, is she like no, I got it. I was waiting for her to do it once. I don't think she did it once, unless I miss it when I probably step away. I didn't see her doing that.
She did. She did.
Damn, I stepped away then. I stepped away at the wrong time because I didn't catch it. Damn.
Because like the one note I have of this is it's catching on in the audience.
Yes.
Yeah, it's catching on. I see more and more people doing that in the background. I'm like, yeah, let's go. Let's do it. It's so adorable.
They're starting to become a meme and over organically, and I love it since 2022. Sadly to say, I know Walker. I'm sorry, I'm saying the name. Damage Control, or when they first started with Dakota Kai and Iyo Sky. They did such great stuff during the next couple of years. Sadly, we lost one of them. And one of them is a garbage, it seems like. And then the one that's is succeeding, she's doing great. So I'm very happy to her run from the NXT to now to the success, the organically, the love, and the so cute and adorable. Did you see the promo, by the way, for Roxanne during the commercial break? Or you?
I did.
It was really good. Yeah. I love how she didn't crack under pressure when the audience didn't really react, but that's good because she used that against them. And I love how it just kind of kept her balanced, and she kept the promo short. She's like, hey, I'm here to cause havoc, I'm here to do what I gotta do. Like it felt organically from Roxanne, and it felt like it was enforced. She came to be the heel, she came to use the audience against her, and it worked.
Yeah, and the more mainstream main roster crowd, they'll get behind Roxanne within time. So I'm not too worried about it. But like it was good, like you said, that she kind of played upon them. I'm pretty sure she is, because again, like remember the whole patch thing, like that news story coming out. So she had both her and Julia had one each. Yeah. From like what was it, last week or the week before Raw? Yeah. So those are being used as like commemorative things. So like, oh, this is your official Raw debut. So I think the only thing left is for Julia just to finish off with like Stephanie Vaquer down in NXT. So that's probably going to be the battleground. It might be the main event of Battleground. It should be the main event of Battleground. Just saying. So she'll probably end up finishing with Stephanie at Battleground, and then Julia will actually be on the main roster to do more things, I guess.
Because also, chat, next week we're having a match of Roxanne and Julia in a tag team match versus Iyo Sky and Rhea. Since you see from a background, Rhea is in Australia, seems like it, because that's what Michael Cole told us, that she's not here tonight. So that's why nobody came out to help Iyo Sky being attacked by Roxanne and Julia in a two-way, and they got hit in her attack, in a little attack. I believe a super kick to the face while Julia was holding her in a submission.
Yeah, because Julia was holding her, like, both of her arms back and bent her back, and Roxanne hit her with a super kick, and then like Julia, they tried to do this twice, so I don't know if they actually are going to be an actual tag team, if this is going to be their finisher or something. So it's like, Roxanne did like the low super kick, and then Julia just kind of kicked Iyo to the ground from her back and all that. Like it looked kind of brutal, like the second one did. The first one was kind of messy, which is probably why they did the second one.
I felt like, yo, go again. You do this shit. Ew, come on, let's go. Round two, let's go. Ha-pa! I'm like, I feel like
they're like, all right, take two and action.
I felt like they wanted to do take two, like, fuck it. Man. Just don't run the cartels to, do it. We're here on Netflix. Let's choose to do our own audible right here, right now. Take two.
Oh, man. But, and then Iyo and Rhea in a tag team match next week. That should be fine. We'll see what happens with that, how we progress that story, because Rhea was doing Australia stuff this week, so cool, neat, excellent. Keeping her off TV for a bit. Again, I thought the match was fine. I don't really have any more notes to say beyond that. Just it was a good time.
I'm curious to see. I'm glad Iyo is having storylines. And she's not having a main title match right now. We also added another match for Backlash, but we're gonna talk about that later tonight. So seems like Backlash is becoming an event. So that's good to hear and see that we're gonna be talking about a lot this coming weekend. But this match was good. Can we continue on? Because I know Iyo and Sky need to have a match or an opponent for probably Saturday Night main event and for Money in the Bank. And those are very fucking soon, within the next month.
Yeah. Yep. So we'll see who her next challenger will be in due time. But the other lady segment we had tonight was Becky Lynch coming out for another garbage promo. And she just wanted to come out here and talk about how she kept taking out the garbage and how she should be thanked for taking out the garbage, and that, the garbage was garbage and everybody else is garbage when she's not garbage. And Vash, do you love the word garbage? Because I really like the word garbage.
Sorry, Chad.
I think the WWE also like the word garbage.
I hated this promo for the first 2 minutes. I hated it.
Yeah.
Why did I need to hear garbage in, like, within the promo? At least 2 minutes in my head mentally. I counted at least 10 times of the word garbage being said, almost back to back as well. And I'm like, yo, Becky, you couldn't go online to see like a thesaurus for other type of aberrations or other type of synonyms of the word garbage? Like, that's all you got? Like, if that was a shit talk type of way to talk shit about Bayley and Lyra and about them being garbage wrestlers and garbage people, then I guess. But I'm sorry, like, you could have said garbage, you could have said trash, you could have said incompetent, you could have said a garbage dump, you could have said, like, other, like, that's 4 at least. I said 4. You said 1 and garbage 10 times.
Yeah.
It was bad. I'm sorry.
No, it was kind of a rough start to her promo, but I mean, it got a little better when Lyra came out. Kind of calling Becky on her bullshit. I do like some of the lines that were said here about, and especially from Lyra, where she's like, "Hey, you were the woman to break through that glass ceiling and all that, but you kind of left a bunch of shattered glass for us all to step on." So I kind of like that analogy, because it's like, praising you for, breaking that ceiling and all that. Unfortunately, you left us with a bunch of crap to deal with and all that, which, okay, fine. Also very, very adorable that Lyra continues to use the term holiday for Becky taking breaks and all that. I just appreciate that because I like that as a phrase compared to vacation. I've kind of grown to enjoy saying, oh yeah, I'm going on holiday. It's like, oh, that makes it sound so much better. But yeah, Lyra's big thing here is the fact that Becky, when she left, the division ended up becoming even greater than Becky. And I believe, I don't know if it was us or somebody else, but there is a conversation to be had about the four horsewomen, if their like influence is still something that should be, I don't want to say celebrated in this day and age, but like it has the company outgrown the use of the four horsewomen, I guess, is really the question being asked here. And that's kind of the story that Lyra's going with here. It's like, yeah, everyone upped their game now. And even though we had a bunch of releases on Friday, which, you know, kudos to the team for talking about all those. You're lucky I wasn't on there, or I would have had a lot to say. Anyways, yeah, because Lyra's telling the truth. The women on the roster really leveled up, and they didn't need Becky for that.
When it comes to Lyra and her goal as the champion and what she said spoke volume. The reason I say this because I believe, I can't wait until we're at time.
Joe Hendry.
His song just pop up. I believe. He just come out the green screen, be like, "You said my name." I wish. But when it comes to
hello there.
When it comes to the four horsewomen being as representative right now in today's age of women pro wrestling in WWE, I don't think so. We don't need them. Like right now, Charlotte Flair, we don't need her to be winning everything. Work for your title, run the division, help them, lose some, win some, make it feel more important. I'm ready for the time when we have four horsewomen, but in a way where we have a great champion for the mid-card and the main title for both shows on Raw and SmackDown. That's where I'm waiting to see where four women can actually stand up and be having the main title of the WWE Women's, the World's Women's, the U.S. Women's, and the IC Women, where all four are represented well and be like, yo, all of y'all are doing great jobs. That's, to me, it's going to be the new version of the new four horsewomen. That's what me, like, yo, that'll be the time. And who knows, it could be Roxanne, Julia, and them in the next few months, in the next year, where we have four women holding this mid-card and main title type of division. That, to me, would be great. Because for Lyra, I'm on Lyra's side. With Becky, her promo was asked in the beginning. Lyra came out, she's showing compassion. She's showing facts. Say like, hey, you've been gone. We've been thriving. You could talk shit about my booking. That's on them, not me. I've been having good matches when I'm here. I had a good match with Nia back last year, for the Queen of the Ring. I'm here with Lyra as the champion of the IC title. I went against Dakota Kai and a few other people, and I put out good matches. You cannot talk shit about my reign, yes, but that's more of the booking. But when it comes to Lyra, I was supporting her with the passion promo she did so far and everything else. That's straight to the point. When it comes to Becky, I'm sure she's going to lose when it comes to this week Backlash against their match. But who knows? It depends on the story. I'm sure Bayley may come out maybe this weekend because she got called garbage, I think, 1, 2, 3, about 10 times. So I think somebody will get pissed off when they be called garbage in a 2-minute promo about 10 times.
Yeah. And I mean, I think the other thing that kind of got a chuckle out of me during this segment was the fact that Lyra said that Becky would have to be settled for second place. And I'm just sitting there thinking, wait, isn't the IC title technically second place to the women's world title?
Yes.
So Becky would actually be having to settle for third place. Come on, Lyra. Come on. But I get the message she was trying to get across. Like, hey, you're gonna have to just settle for the next best one.
Yeah.
And she's really digging into this whole thing of like Becky wanting to make history, and it's just like, oh, well, you know, you were the first this, you were the first that, you were the first woman to win a WrestleMania main event, you were the first women's IC champ. Oh, wait a minute.
That was me.
That's me. That's me.
I love that
Oh,
confidence that
well,
she did that.
okay,
She like,
great.
oh, not you, me.
Yeah.
Such cute
So I
confidence.
really hope Lyra wins on Saturday because
Same.
she's really starting to kind of come out of herself and becomes a character, an actual being on this show. So that's awesome. But you know what's really awesome? As great as this segment was, man, I just need a good old segment with big meaty men slapping meat. And that's what we got in Rusev taking on Otis, which was set up because, was it like a week or two ago? Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago because it was the Raw after Mania. Where Rusev comes out and beats up Alpha Academy. So Otis is just like, oh yeah, I'm going to beat you up on Raw one week. Yeah. And it's like, all right, cool. Well, match is set. Great. You're going to face Otis, Rusev. And, you know, surprisingly, it was a more competitive match than I thought it was going to be. Which, I mean, is fine, I guess, because, you know, it is Rusev. He's, you know, now a lot of people probably remember him from his time in WWE because a lot of, like, a lot of casuals within the WWE audience, they don't watch AEW. Unfortunately, you know, more fortunately, depends on your viewpoints. So yeah, I guess it was just more of a way to kind of showcase Rusev again, show his moveset and all that. And yeah, I thought he did really good. You know, a great way to kind of showcase his strength in a way, but also his speed and agility. Like the heel kick he was able to do on Otis before the ad break, it was really good. And even commentary just pointing it out too. And like the Machka kicks we got, the just the overall just intensity that Rusev had was, if anything, a lot better than when he left the company. And man, the man is in some amazing shape too. Like this dude is lean, he is clean, even though he has, you know, chest hairs and all that, but that's besides the point. He's, you know, oh, I almost called him Russian. I was about to be like, no, he's not Russian. He's Bulgarian. Bulgarian, not Russia. He is no Red Guardian. He did not get the Soviet. He did not get the Soviet super serum. No, he got the Bulgarian. He got the Bulgarian one, not the Hydra. That's too much. The Hydra one too much.
One thing that I'm upset that it was a less than a 4-minute match. I wish it was longer when it comes to Rusev and Otis. Hopefully we have a round 2 because Otis actually put up a fight. Otis actually put up a fight. I was very impressed by Otis. He actually, you know, he was a, oh yeah. I don't know why, but I give Otis, Otis gives me like the Kool-Aid man type of vibe.
I can see it. I can see it.
That's what he gives me.
I can see it, and I can dig it.
I just put it in my head. I just see Otis as the Kool-Aid man. The guy like the commercial. He just jumps into the fucking courthouse. He like, oh yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, wrong room. It just walks it slowly. We'll go back out. Sorry guys, crazy tangents. This is what happens. But when it comes to Otis and Rusev, this was a good match. Short. I love how my boy Tozawa came out and like, I'm gonna rip my shirt. You and me right now in the ring. Let's go. And I was really like, yo, I don't want the smoke. I'm going to step out the ring. I'm going to walk out. He walked out. He walked away. And I'm like, boy, you damn lie. The camera's still showing you. The camera's still showing you. If you was walking out the camera with a pan, but nope, it did pan. And then Rusev came running and took out Otis and Tozawa. And I'm so happy. Thank you, camera people. Thank you, Adam Pearce, for not showing us Otis walking all the way back to the back, just like Pat McAfee was put in a sleeper. Where I'm like, yo, you don't need to see us showing Otis and Tozawa all the way to back. Nah, it's okay. And thank you for doing that. Just a little 3-minute during the commercial. And thank you. Max Free, I wish you did a promo again because I still was impressed from your last promo from 2 weeks ago. I was still impressed by the shit. I wish we had a round 2. Hopefully the people from the back, NWE, they like what you did. Hopefully we get another round because, girl, you look good. That's all I
Yeah,
got.
and I'm glad too. Really, I guess short tangent too. I'm glad they're actually, I guess, trying with her and Natty a little bit.
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
that's
It
at least
should.
something because Natty did come out there to kind of comfort Maxine after Rusev absolutely demolished Alpha Academy, like putting Otis in the accolade twice, and then poor Tozawa just cannot catch a break when it comes to these
I'm
bigger guys.
I'm
Like
hope.
his heart's in the right place,
Yes,
but
it is. I'm hoping Tozawa actually not saying like guys. I'm sure not all of you guys know who Tozawa is or was back in the day, but I'm hoping we actually get a push or slight type of cruiserweight type of style or like a speed champion or him probably getting an icy type of midcard. A little short run. I love to see Tozawa his old school. Like this man is fit. This man could do a lot,
yeah,
but he's more for the comedy role. Like our boy R-Truth, probably telling people type of secrets of where to find people's type of bases in the houses, in the clubhouses. It happens.
yeah, it happens. And they also keep wanting to push this vigilante thing with Rusev, so I don't know if that's going to end up becoming a thing, if
Yeah.
that's going to be his thing, because like they mentioned like redemption and all that a little bit during Rusev's time in the ring and all that, but they kept using the word vigilante, so I'm wondering if that's going to play into just his overall being in all this.
Possibly.
Yeah, not many more notes beyond that. I mean, this is going to be just a short beginning program for him, and hopefully on to bigger and better things after all this.
So,
And speaking of big things, we got a guy here who's got a massive, ginormous, almost, I'm surprised it got into the arena, giant head in JD McDonagh and Penta. Because again, this match needed to happen because JD and his big old head decided to get in the way of Penta winning the IC title. So yeah, they had a match. I thought it was a really good match. Commentary again putting over JD for being a really tough guy, getting through that tag match with a broken rib and a punctured lung and all that. And yeah, I really appreciate the work that the announced team was doing for that. And I mean, the match was fine. Like, see, I always feel bad when it comes to like Raw and SmackDown because it's like whenever I watch the matches, it's like they almost you start to see the WWE formula with their match structure and all that. And it gets to a point where it's just like, okay, well, I don't really have much to really say other than, yeah, it was fine. So I feel really bad for that because like these two guys, they were hitting each other pretty hard.
they were.
Like,
They were.
like
The
JD's
flips and
just,
everything was amazing. By the
oh
way,
man,
Finn, don't lie to me like that with that shirt you're wearing because it's just
mm-hmm.
it's a red flag to me as well. Saying you are the Latino Heat wearing that shirt, it's just like it's like a red flag to me in most media. So like that's questionable one. But
Yeah.
JD in this match, this man was doing his high flies. I'm glad the audience are backing him up. Even I thought JD was gonna win this match. I honestly thought JD could have taken this win. I'm like, oh, he's coming back. I believe Michael Cole was saying that, hey, we gotta take JD seriously, because he came back and he did such a great job previously. So we gotta help him push. And I'm like, oh, they might give this match to Penta. And they said that if JD wins against Penta, this will push him over. And I'm like, oh, this might actually happen. And then it didn't. I'm like, okay. And then we have a match for Backlash now for Penta.
Yeah. Yeah. So it just gets announced randomly that Penta is going to be challenging Dom for the IC title. And at Backlash, mind you. Now, I say randomly, but I mean, the setup is there, because they did have that title match. What was it, like the night after? Yeah, it was the night after WrestleMania. So they had their first title match there, which ended very nefariously because again, JD and the rest of the Judgment Day wanted to interfere and cost Penta the match. So yeah, Dom is having none of this in the back, which is kind of funny because he makes a line where he's just like I wanted to become the IC champion, but I didn't think it would be this hard being a champion. It's just like, dude, you knew you had to defend them beforehand. You've been a tag team champion how many times?
And he's
And you've
been an
always you've
NXT North American champion as well. And he also
yeah.
didn't want to defend that at times. He wanted to be baby from mommy.
I mean, look, I don't blame him on that aspect, you know, even though it's
he also did miss his mommy Liv. He also screamed for like, yo, I miss my mommy Liv. Yo,
he did.
You know where she at? But I love that you brought up that he was pointing out the people that are already coming after him because somebody came to interrupt. I know Walkus was very excited about that. His name is a phenomenal one because adding towards what Dom felt, he said, damn, I have everyone coming after me. I didn't know this was a champion to be. I have Penta, I have AJ, and I have some people coming after my belt. And I love how Finn, like Dom asks, yo, Finn, can you take care of my problem? So my question to you, Walker, is what is this problem that Dom got?
Well, there's just too many people. He don't want to defend his title. He just wants to hold on to it. And he wants Finn to fix this problem, this AJ problem, if you will. And I like how Finn, like, he tried to play Dom a little bit, be like, what? Now I have to freaking clean up your messes? It's like,
yeah.
No, I'll do it. Don't worry. Judgment Day for life. Yeah. But I'm not having any of it.
No, come on, I know
Finn, leave the Judgment Day. Either be solo or go with AJ. We saw you talking to Roxanne. If any of you guys missed this little nugget of things, when Jey Uso was going out for his main event, I think it was right before they cut to commercial break, but he was just walking backstage, and in the back, it's one of those things that WWE likes to do with their whole backstage with things in the background and all that. You see Roxanne Perez and Finn Balor talking. So it's like, okay, is he trying to recruit her for Judgment Day or something else?
If he uses Roxanne to kind of trick Dom and get it caught cheating while Liv Morgan is being gone doing the filming.
That'd be crazy.
I would laugh.
That would be crazy.
If he does that, if it gets, yo, Roxanne, can you also use your crazy, chaotic side of being a toxic girl, and can you go be with Dom and trick him to get caught so he gets into more trouble and more dilemma with Liv and shit? I would laugh if Finn is trying to cook that up. But look, to AJ Styles, if they bring Bullet Club here, that would be interesting because they kind of did reference that, saying that, hey, you have history with AJ Styles, don't you? Remember, like 3-4 years ago, Finn used to tag team with AJ Styles and also Liv Morgan back in the day. So that'd be pretty interesting. Also with AJ Styles, there also other history is Bullet Club from Japan. I'm curious if they also will try to incorporate that.
Yeah. So. Yeah, a few things happening with the Judgment Day here. We're still on this slow burn of Finn leaving the group, which, okay, fine. Keep giving us the fuel to add to that fire whenever you're ready to fully commit to Finn not being part of the Judgment Day. But, yeah, I mean, a few things coming from that. Dom's got a few competitors for his title, which is good to see. He should be defending it regularly. So, Dom, read the fine print when you become a champion. It'll save you. It'll save your life one day. And, yeah, that's basically it with the Judgment Day this week. But, you know, I'm glad you brought up Pat McAfee not too long ago because we're going to transition into him here in just a second, as he had a face-off with Gunther of all people.
Ooh, yeah.
And I like the setup for it this week, where it was just like Adam Pearce. He stayed in the ring for this, but he's just like, look, you guys both need to be professional. Just get it off your chest. Get whatever you have to say off your chest, and then say we'll see you on Saturday. So yeah, both men had an opportunity to basically talk their shit. Pat McAfee started. He was basically bigging up Michael Cole as always that he does whenever he gets a live mic. He was also kind of connecting to the local town and all that. So they're in Omaha, Nebraska. He was catering to the college coach and his two players that were sitting right behind him and Michael Cole, mind you. So he was giving them their flowers and just bigging up everybody in the city and all that stuff. But like, he tries to connect with Gunther, saying, look, we both wanted to be part of this business. We both wanted to do whatever it could to be part of this business. But he answers a very simple question from Gunther about like what he sees in him now. And it's just like, when I look at you, I compare you to the Waltering around stage. So good little reference with that, Pat McAfee. And you've gotten too comfortable and continue to underestimate people. You're soft. Now I say soft because it's not like, oh, it's just soft. Yeah, it's soft, whatever. No,
you soft.
No, you soft. Like if anybody remembers Big Cass and Enzo Amore, you're SAWFT, soft. Yeah. Makes sense why Pat's saying this, because we've seen this happening since he's won that title. Again, click back into my little rant I had earlier about the World Heavyweight title and that lineage and how that's going and all that. Vash, what do you think of this segment, I guess? Because I know I didn't get into Gunther's part, but like, I guess, just what do you think of this segment as we like kind of break it down a little bit?
I'm leaning towards it. I'm leaning towards the idea of the segment happening, that we're about to get Gunther versus Pat McAfee. Because as somebody, like I said last week, I wasn't during the Pat McAfee era. I wasn't here when he was in NXT. I wasn't here during his matches, so I don't know much about him and what he has done so far. However, when it comes to Gunther, I've seen his IC the last 300 days. I have seen his world title, so I know, and I've seen a few clips of his NXT UK. I've seen as Walter, Edge Dragunov. I've seen it as the Gunther, or technically the Gunner, if you know the reference of NXT. So I have seen Gunther rise and fall, and I like what Watkins brought up, that Pat McAfee call him soft, and it's something that we agree on this, because we've been saying that Gunther's reign as a world title, it wasn't that it was bad, it was lackluster for his character. It wasn't as consistent. He wasn't being showing up to work. He wasn't even opening up the show. He wasn't even closing up the show. He was not presenting well. But then, truth to be told, months later, a year later, we find out it wasn't just for him, it was for the character. To have the guy that's been on a pedestal as champion, as an 80% as champion, now it has gone lower. So from going from an 80% character hired in the WWE, he's been 80% as champion. Now he has no title. He's been weak when he lost as the IC title against Sami Zayn. He's been weak when he has gone as the world title champion. And Pat McAfee said that you are soft. That Gunther, you don't got the aura no more. You don't got the aura farming that you coming in, that we feel that Trembling's hockey. We don't feel the Conqueror's King hockey once you come out. No, you don't. You are Captain Kid. You are father now.
Good. Keep him fodder. Keep useless Captain Mid fodder.
Oh my God, I knew it.
I love how Gunther though like retaliated and all this, saying, "Yeah,
well.
You know what? You've awoken me a bit. You reminded me that I need to be focused. And just so you know, Pat, I am focused. I'm coming for that ass on Saturday, and you're gonna have to deal with it. You're gonna have to feel the full force of Gunther on Saturday, which Pat's gonna get his stuff in and all that, but he ain't winning that. He's not winning. And if he does, again, I'll see y'all next month for whatever installment of the show that is.
Or Saturday night main event. He will see us when he returns to the next PoE.
And that's if Gunther loses to Pat McAfee. But I'll tell you somebody who's not excited to lose another match. That will be Austin Theory, who had to randomly take on Sheamus tonight. Now, this was set up because in the back
Sheamus.
we had Grayson Waller out there who was arguing with Adam Pearce. He's just like, "Hey, I have a match tonight. I don't want a match tonight," and so he basically tricked Grayson Waller into taking this match. Okay, great, cool. It's against Sheamus. Okay, cool, great. And judging by like how people are on the pecking order when it comes to booking and all that, you look at Austin Theory, you're just like, oh, you're definitely gonna lose against this this Irishman from his hometown and all that. The match was fine. They actually ended up having a competitive match, which was good.
Yeah.
But I mean, again, much like Thanos' snap, it is inevitable. Much like Grayson Waller betraying Austin Theory, which again we keep getting little teases of with him just being a dick. Just do it. just split the team up. Pull the trigger on that.
Look, I'm confused.
Do something with it.
I'm confused, honestly. Because did you catch Grayson Waller smiling at the end once our boy Sheamus took the W?
Yeah.
I'm confused. Like, okay, so Grayson Waller planned this. Is he fucking Palpatine? Is he trying to put his friend in the downfall of getting hit by a bro kick? Is it supposed to send a message that yes, you're getting hit by Sheamus? His special move is called bro kick. I'm getting actually the one that planned this all along. I'm like, where, yo, Hunter, where are we going down this hole? You've been really spruing this since last year WrestleMania, since they won the title, and then even before that, slightly just showing the cracks, and then even after they lost the titles of the tag titles of SmackDown, and then still showing the cracks here and there. But then now tonight we have him laughing, and then like just showing his like. oh no, I'm sorry, Grayson. Oh my God, I'm sorry, Austin. I should have done that. Like, I don't know. Agree.
Yeah.
The match was good. It was a Sheamus match. He always puts a banger after banger after banger after banger. Great match. Honestly, I have no complaints about it. But it just begs to the question as, what does, like, I didn't care for the match. Like, honestly, I wasn't paying attention too much. Once I turned around, saw my tablet. Oh, good match. I like good spots of what was going on in the action. But I had no investment, because what does this bring for Austin Theory next? He's a person that you already had Jey Uso beat in 3 seconds a couple weeks ago. But then you also have other stuff. I'm sorry, not Jey Uso. You already had Austin Theory lose to Jey Uso for 3 seconds. So all these things going on, it's like, what does Austin Theory having a match with Sheamus, which is a good match, but story-wise, when it comes to WWE audience, they want the story. They want to cheer for these people. Austin Theory is loved outside, but when it comes to the arena, when it comes to the matches, the story, Austin Theory is in the bottom of the rail where it's like, why do we care for him?
Yeah. It was a match. We're still pushing the possible breakup for this tag team, which will happen eventually, I guess. I don't know too much. I am just glad it wasn't a squash match, so Theory could actually get some sort of offense in. But again, much like Thanos, it is inevitable. Yeah, so I guess we're gonna finish off our night real quick. Just a couple quick fire segments. Some things did happen during the commercial break. Nothing too big or serious. First of all, Karrion Kross was with Kathy Kelly. He was asked if Sami Zayn made the right call, but Karrion Kross kind of doesn't play by these rules. He's just like, first of all, let's hear that pop again that I got. So Triple H listened to that pop and started kind of using Karrion Kross more.
If I'm asking you a question, do you think that promo he did 2 weeks ago after WrestleMania, do you think that promo he did saved his job? A lot of people is saying that theory is like imagine that promo he did save him from being let go or having less on camera, because remember after that promo we saw the report that Karrion Kross will be more included in the TV time now. So like imagine that actually like got him to know went to not shut up, and he spoke up, and look where it got him now. So like, just imagine, just imagine the world with like, wow, that one thing he did, he took faith, he did it, he pulled the trigger, and now the possibilities are endless.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, just honestly, it was just a good moment for Karrion.
Yeah.
Just pushing that whole agenda of his, being like, I am the devil that tempts you, blah blah blah. Even though I don't win matches, blah blah blah.
TikTok?
It's like, start winning matches.
Also, TikTok and that. I like how he spoke to Captain Kelly as well, saying, "Hey, what do you think?" I love how she said, like, my job is not for me to ask, it's for me to be the one to ask you. It's not for me to answer your question, for me to like respond back to you, sir. Can you answer my question? I love how Kirk Cousins like, you know what? I'm leaving now. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the other thing is just backstage, Adam Pearce talking with the Creeds. The War Raiders come in. They all want a shot at the World Tag Team titles, but we're going to get a match next week between the two teams, basically a glorified number one contenders match with them. And Adam Pearce also wishes El Grande Americano a very happy Cinco de Mayo.
I love how Adam Pearce said, hey, yeah. Americano. Chad was like, huh? I was like, oh, no.
He's just like, huh?
No. He like, happy Cinco de Mayo. And I love how Chad said, gracias. And I'm like, bro, why did you answer in Spanish? Great. Now it just makes it more like, oh, he is definitely Chad Gable. And also, for those that don't know, since it will probably be reviewed on Wednesday, since it already got spoiled in the timeline, Grande Americano is the speed champion. He beat another luchador for the first title. Chad Gable don't even have a title yet, and Grande Americano has the speed title on Cinco de Mayo as well.
Tragic. Freaking what's his face? Chad Gable can't get a singles title before El Grande Americano. That just speaks wonders for El Grande Americano and his level, I guess.
Yeah, like, of course. He's amazing at what he does. Amazing.
Yeah. But hey, everybody, that was Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
Hey, again, like I said at the beginning of the show, I mean, the show was great. The time went by really quickly. Nothing felt like it dragged a bit. Like if there was one big thing from this show, I mean, again, it's a nitpick, really. Just the beginning stages of Becky's promo was a little rough, but everything else was fine. I mean, again, we're bringing up Rusev. We're continuing the Judgment Day stuff. Few little teases here and there of like breakups and all that, and yeah, just the main event again. Great stuff being set up and being utilized at that moment. Yeah, good. It was just all good. What about you, Vash? Any closing thoughts on Monday Night Raw? As he dies of lung punctures.
I'm sure Chad would be like, did these two guys really enjoy the show? They had a short show today. Yeah. You know what? They didn't really talk about this match, or this detail, this theory. And I'm like, hey, Chad, if we did have a slow show, you guys, comment below your thoughts about it. Maybe we missed something to discuss. Maybe there was enough theories. Because, hey, Chad, trust me, we broke it down. We gave you the thoughts. We gave you an hour and 20-minute show. To me, that's a full-on discussion and conversation about what the show was. We had Seth freaking Rollins continue the story as him being the visionary. Everything going according to plan, except not thinking about that CM Punk coming out of a chair, attacking Braun, breaking ready, Sami Zayn coming out. We already knew that he was going to get interrupted. We was hoping that maybe we may actually get a pin for Jay to win one over against Seth, but no, not yet. Too soon. But then we have the continuation of what I agree with Watkins. Becky Lynch, garbage ass promo. Was it garbage? Yes, it was. Was it too many garbage within the sentence? It was definitely a lot of said garbage within the conversation of the 2-minute promo. It was too many garbage being within the context of the garbages. Sounds annoying, right, Chad? It just don't sound great to talk about garbage, right? Anyway, when it comes to JD, it was great to see Rusev, amazing. The big media of men's. You know what's You know what I was thinking about when it comes to Rusev as well during this match? Bronson Reed. When he comes back and ready, oh man, I would love to see Bronson Reed against Rusev. That would be a great meeting match. I would love to see that when the time comes. Can't wait for Thursday to give our predictions of who will win against for Backlash. It seems like we're not having only 5 matches. We're actually having a 6 match for Backlash. So I can't wait to see how that comes out. It turns out to be. Yeah, from what my correctness of numbers, I believe we have 6.
What? Hold on. Yeah, because like we got both IC titles. We got the WWE title, US title. What's the one I'm blanking on? There's another one I'm blanking on right now. Shoot. Why can't I think?
Let me see Backlash.
Oh, chat. I can't remember it. Because, yeah, you got the 2 IC women's. You've got, the IC women's and the IC men's. The WWE title. The US Fatal 4-Way.
So right now we have John Cena, Randy Orton, Lyra and Becky, Pat McAfee and Gunther.
Pat McAfee and Gunther is what I was forgetting.
Pat McAfee and the US title, and Dom and versus Penta. I thought we had a 6 match. My fault. I thought we had a 6 one. Still 5.
Yeah.
I copy 5.
Okay. So I mean, yeah, we'll probably stick with that 5. So yeah,
yeah, that's fine then.
We'll do our predictions on Thursday's show of Grappling with the Week. So be sure to stay tuned for that. That's coming your way on Thursday at the normal time of like 8:30-ish.
Yeah.
Eastern Standard Time.
So continue liking, subscribing, comment over your thoughts about it. And before I continue speaking in any of our show any longer for what it could be or not, Watkins, give our outro. Say bye to the beautiful audience, seeing our beautiful faces on the Cinco de Mayo of drinking your tequila.
Look, here's the thing. Cinco de Mayo is only good for one thing, and that's drinking. And that's the only benefit that Cinco de Mayo has for me. Why do I hate Cinco de Mayo? Well, don't worry, people. Fuck bitches get money. Anyways, that's besides the point. I'm going to thank you for taking time out of your day to listen to the Weebs of the Ring podcast. If you enjoyed what we had to say, be sure to, follow down below, like the video, like the stream, like everything that we do, because hey, we're some cool dudes who love wrestling. We love anime. We love manga. We love anime. I said anime twice, but that's besides the point. Video games, there we go. That's the third one I was going with. It has been a long day, folks. But hey, if you want to talk about any of that stuff with us, you see our handles right now? They're now on our faces, on our little Brady Bunch squares as we do these fun streams. You can follow Vash at Legend D Vash. You can follow me at Watkins MW for all your wrestling needs if you want to talk to us before, during, or after these shows. And a great way to give us feedback too is also a hashtag known as Weebs of the Ring that we always use whenever we post things, whenever we talk about things, whether it's us just on our own private, well, not that private, but on our own like solo Twitter accounts. We'll talk wrestling there, and you can talk to us there. And it's a great way for us to kind of keep tabs of the conversation, how everything's going with that. But the only way to do that is just to check out all that stuff on the social medias, Twitter, Instagram. I know there's a new app that came out called Dropkicked, which I know I have my own account for. I know Drop made one. Vash might be making one. I'm not sure yet. So if you guys end up getting that, same handle.
Don't expect Vash to make one. I trust the team to play around with social media there, socialize, represent Weebs of the Ring. I got too many things on my plate. I'm not going to add another social media. I trust them. They can speak for me. Yo, Vash said them. Yes, I trust my team. For Watkins and Drop to speak for me. Anything on that show, anything on that social media, go for it. I'll probably make an account just to have my top 5 matches or top 5 people. I saw those things were pretty cool. But other than that, it's like, I don't got time for that. But what's cool?
Yeah.
But the name just reminds me of Drop This Box, though.
It is. I will say this. It's kind of making me want to rewatch a bunch of old events, like some ones that I had grown up on, maybe some from the Attitude Era. I don't know. We'll see. Just kind of watch them again and all that. But we'll cross that road when we cross it, anyways. And of course, Weebs of the Ring, our own channel with our own Twitter and Instagram and all that. Same handle as well for all of those social medias. So again, give us the feedback so we can always enhance our game and level up as Jey Uso has done since winning that World Heavyweight title at Mania. And yeah, Weebs of the Ring is presented by Anima We Studio. Thanks, of course, to our production team for all of the hard work that they put in each and every single day to make this show happen. Thank you once again for joining us. And remember, as always, no stunt grannies were harmed in a recording of this podcast. Everybody, have a good night, have a good rest, or a good evening, or a good morning, whatever have you. And we will see you on Thursday for Grappling with the Week.
Bye, chat. Take care.